What's up, guys? It's your boy Baltataa, and we'll continue with Blizzard's new survival MMO leaks by Force Gaming. Let me share my screen so we can continue.
Blizzard's got a new survival game in the works. This in particular isn't new news. We actually first learned of the title in January of this year when the company Soft announced it in a blog post seeking new hires, where they said, Blizzard is embarking on our next quest. We are going on a journey to a whole new universe, home to a brand new survival game for PC and console, a vast realm of possibility waiting to be explored. They went on to say that they were looking to build a team of developers excited to work on a brand new project in the
The cinematic, as always, are good. I'm not sure why Blizzard is not some movie company now. The games aren't that good, but the movies and the cinematics are always amazing.
early stages of development. There were numerous positions available for roles in the art, design, and engineering teams, many of which have been filled by this point, by the way, and those listings gave us some glimpses of information about what we might expect from the game, beyond it just being like a next-gen survival game. Besides the reveal that Blizzard was making a new survival title, just the fact that the company had a brand new IP in development for the first time since Overwatch was news and a pleasant surprise. Although response was somewhat muted at the time, with Blizzard still deep in the throes of its ever-growing
Oof, don't show me Diablo Immortal, please, bro.
List of controversies, and recollection that they even announced this game seems to have just kind of faded into the background. Nevertheless, in the months since the reveal, some brand new information has surfaced, including most recently some leaked details about the game from someone who has seen it running in action, as in they have seen actual real-life gameplay as recently as just a couple of months ago and shared some of those specifics, and from what was said, it does sound pretty darn cool. I want to dive into all of that and everything
I like the graphics, but I need some gameplay though.
we know about the game, but first let's get a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored once again by Ridge Wallet, the durable built-to-last wallets designed to help streamline what you carry around. Since I got my first Ridge Wallet,
bro, my PC is dying or what? I guess we are watching this
about a year or so ago now. I haven't used anything else since. To put it simply, it carries everything I need and it is nice and compact, which I appreciate. Some of the bullet point features include the fact that it can hold up to 12 cards and also has room for
20
cash
cards,
with the strap in the back. They've got over 50,000 5-star ratings and are made out of these durable materials, coming with a lifetime warranty as well as a 45-day risk-free trial.
Not gonna
like it, ship it back and get your money. Available in over 30 colors and styles, and currently Ridge is hosting a giveaway for a Bronco. With every dollar spent on their website before September 30th, you'll be entered to win a brand new upgraded Ford Bronco or $75,000 if you prefer cash. If you want to learn more and check out Ridge Wallet for yourself, go.
But it is very expensive wallet though. Not everyone can afford $100 for little bit of plastic. Put their money.
Go ahead and head to ridge.com/force or check out the link in the description below. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to dive into the latest information that we've got. This comes from Jez Corden on the Xbox 2 podcast, who claims to have seen gameplay from as recently as just a couple of months ago. After a few drinks and much to the chagrin of his co-host, he decided to spill some of the details. He said that the game is code-named Odyssey, and right out the gate, he thinks it looks amazing. Specifically, he made mention of several other titles when describing the look and aesthetic of the game. He said that at a glance, it reminds him a lot of Everwild, which is the upcoming fantasy title from Rare. And while we haven't seen gameplay footage of that game, the trailers that they've released do have a very distinct look. And the comparisons that he's making would make sense to me, even just from the concept art that Blizzard released during the reveal. It seems to give a similar vibe to what Everwild was also presenting. Further descriptors that he used around the game's
I hope they finally create some good game though. To be honest, I want this to be some innovation in the genre, not a simple MMO with some hunger to in the end to end like survival MMO because of the hunger.
Visuals and the setting included fantasy, fairy tale, magic, and a touch of steampunk, all with a through line of that classic Blizzard look, almost like Pixar inspired. And
Yeah.
beyond Everwild, he also said that the game's world reminds him quite a bit of Fable. Now, in terms of the gameplay itself, he said that it's a survival title with what looks to have a lot of base building mechanics. There was also complex machinery with a fairy tale twist. He made mention of having seen what appear to be alchemy stations in the game. And also, he said it was similar in ways to titles like Fallout 76 in that it has these mercantile mechanics where you're able to kind of make your own vendor stations. As an example, he said that you could set up a potion shop, crafting unique concoctions that you were then able to list and sell to other players. The gameplay that he saw was all in.
This is cool. It may give you some freedom when you can build, you can craft, you can spend a lot of time in the game, but this is kind of boring to me. I'm not sure if you are going in the game to do only building and crafting. We need some actions.
First person. This is something that we learned earlier in the game's history, that this is supposedly a first person title.
I'm first person shooter myself, so if it's a first person shooter, I may give it a chance, for sure.
The character running around with a bow and using some elements of magic, although he didn't go into much detail here. He also stated that he doesn't get the sense that the game is MMO in nature, but more survival with RPG elements along the lines of games like Ark or Grounded, although it might be more MMO than he has the indication of, which we'll get to in a moment. Now, he wrapped all of this talk up by saying that just in general, he thinks the game looks amazing. He doesn't have any particular idea when we're going to get an official reveal. I mean, makes sense.
I think they will do something simple with MMORPG with few skills, I guess. So it's kinda easy to play, to be played, but this is not necessarily bad, because not every game should be very complicated. Some of them should be for the casuals, I guess.
Sense, because do keep in mind we still don't even have a name for this game at this point. It's just referred to as Blizzard's unannounced survival game with some concept art that they've released, and that is like the latest information. This is what we just got very recently. Now, do remember that these are technically leaks, so we don't know for sure whether or not they're real, but I will add, established games journalist Jason Schreier confirmed in the Reddit thread about this that the code name Odyssey is in fact real. This, to me at least, lends a lot more credit to the rest of the information. If this guy knows the code name, he's probably not lying about what he saw. Also, I will add just the nature of the reveal of him sharing this information, his demeanor, the way he spoke about it, came across as very authentic, as just a guy talking about some early footage that he saw. And also, far as I can tell, Jez
Bro, all the cinematics are amazing.
Corden is a reputable source in himself. Like, there's no reason for me to doubt what he's saying here. That said, I totally believe everything that he's mentioned and he's revealed. Now, it's not like that much real info was revealed. You know, we know it's now a fantasy-themed survival game, which we kind of figured from the concept art. We know that it looks good. Stuff like the working machinery and the player shops, that's technically new information, which is pretty cool. And yeah, all of it does sound cool. All of these details, they're nice to get. Sounds pretty interesting.
It's looking very interesting. It's kind of unique, to be honest.
Even if some of it is a little vague in nature. Now, I did reach out as well for some further information, but basically it looks like all of the info from the podcast is all we're going to be hearing about the game for now. But we do know a lot more. As I mentioned, bits and pieces of information about this game have come out in the time since it was revealed back in January. So let's dive into that. So what details particularly do we have? Well, of course, we know it is a survival game, but like a full-on survival game with a lot of similarities to titles like Ark, Rust, or even Valheim, with that Blizzard aesthetic and that Blizzard polish. In some discussions shortly after the initial reveal,
This reminds me of 7 Days to Die. You have bears, zombies, and other things. This is the only maybe survival MMO or something like this I have played.
One Reddit user claimed to have seen an early development screenshot, and they said
Especially
it was
the
first
some of the
person with a
zones.
cartoon fantasy-esque art style. It had that typical survival game UI with food, water, and what seemed to be temperature indicators. There were also faction and quest indicators. Now, they claim to have seen this when one of their gaming buddies, who also worked at Blizzard, accidentally posted a screenshot of the game, and then they went on to say that the screenshot was extremely bland. It was not meant to be seen by anyone other than Blizzard employees, but it was interesting nevertheless. So if we believe this, it looks like we're going to get some standard survival stuff. We're going to have meters and upkeep systems for food, water, and temperature, then with that RPG layer of quest and factions layered on top.
Yeah, like 7 Days to Die. But I guess with better graphics, and I'm hoping something innovational and unique.
Fair enough, makes sense, not particularly surprising if true. Also, shortly after the reveal, World of Warcraft content creator Taliesin said that he was told prior to the reveal that this game was going to be Ghibli style in its visual sense, but also a social focused MMO. Now that does contradict what we had heard from that leaked information earlier, but that was also from someone just looking at gameplay and intuiting what they were seeing. And the idea that this is MMO in nature is further supported by additional evidence. Now, what exactly that means in terms of the game size and its player base, that is all nothing but speculation. If I were to guess, if we're saying that this really is Blizzard's quote next MMO, I would assume it's less World of Warcraft and more Destiny in nature. I'm not thinking that we're going to be getting dedicated servers that we pick and put our character on with thousands of players each, but more likely
something like Destiny and 7 Days to Die combined.
You'll see people running around, there will be phasing and stuff like that. That would be my assumption. Now, again, supporting the evidence that this might be MMO in nature is the fact that not too long ago, Blizzard had a brand new job posting listed for the game's lead social designer, which stated successful candidates will motivate players to engage with each other in ways both competitive and collaborative, forming new bonds of friendship or rivalry, and ultimately developing those bonds into meaningful relationships.
Kind of like a World of Warcraft, but for me this will be something like a Destiny and 7 Days to Die combined. I hope it will be something better, because both games are I'm getting really bored from them really fast.
So with that mention of both co-op and competitive play, I would say it's safe to assume that we are looking at what's probably a shared world game, if it's not full-on MMO, where you can find other people.
But will this be pay to win though? Because Blizzard, we know what are they doing with Diablo Immortal and World of Warcraft.
In the game and then work together or even engage in PvP. And again, kind of seems like a no-brainer. It is very much so in line with a lot of other games in the survival genre. This isn't particularly new or groundbreaking concepts, but I do appreciate the apparent confirmation that this isn't just going to be like matchmake with your friends or something like this, that we might be getting an actual semi-open shared world MMO-esque kind of thing. That would be really cool. I would love to see it. Now, in terms of how far along this game is in development, I know we just got this soft reveal not too long ago. I should point out that during that first reveal, Blizzard president Mikey Barra said that after playing for several hours himself, he was excited about the team's vision for the game. Playing several hours implies that the game is playable. On top of that, we do know that the game's actually been in development for about 5 years now. This detail comes from Project.
I'm wondering, what is the building all about? Maybe some random waves of bosses or world bosses who invade the town or something? Because it's something like Destiny and 7 Days to Die in one game, but with this building, I think they're picking ideas from all different kind of genres, because I'm seeing some footage from a FPS shooter. That's why I'm mentioning Destiny. I'm seeing stuffs like 7 Days to Die, and the building element is reminding me maybe of Minecraft, and I'm not sure if they're picking ideas and if they manage to pick the best things of every game in the genre and to add some innovation and some new idea with their finances and cinematics, etc., it could be very good game, to be honest.
Lead Craig Amai's LinkedIn page, which states that he began work on the game in July 2017. Prior to that, he's actually been with Blizzard since 2004, starting out as the senior game master for World of Warcraft, before moving on to senior game designer and eventually lead quest designer before shifting into this new survival project in 2017. But yeah, starting on this
leading quest designer. Imagine how good imagination you must have to put every world in your dream, to put it on live.
In 2017 means that this game has been in some sort of development for about 5 years. Although much of
because there are a lot of people with great imagination. They can imagine some worlds, some civilizations in the worlds, etc. But here you have field to express yourself, and someone will code, will design, will animate, and it will be reality after that. And you can see in reality the world from your head. Isn't that amazing?
Of that time could very well have been pre-production. Just the fact that the game is in a playable state, as evidenced by Blizzard's president having some hands-on time, and the gameplay footage seen and detailed by Jez Corden, I gather that the game has probably been in some sort of full production for maybe about 2 or so years right now. Maybe 2 to 3 years of pre-production and roughly 2 years of full production, or flip-flop those. Either way though, the game is in a position where it is functioning enough to be playable and have some sort of gameplay footage to show. I have also heard, I should note as well, that it does.
Is this everything from the same game with the helicopters and rocket launchers?
Doesn't appear like everything's there. We're not talking about fully fleshed out with all of the visuals and the animations in place and all of the textures loaded even. It's not in that kind of a state, but it's in a state where there's something functioning that people can play to test out mechanics and try systems and work on engaging with the game space, which is pretty cool. It's somewhat far along in production. It's not like they haven't started putting it together. It's playable. That's exciting. Something else that's also pretty exciting to me is just the discussion that's popped up around.
Especially if you are AAA game studio. You can't just release something because your fans wanted to do it. Because if you release trash, it will backfire to you really hard. So, to be honest, I prefer to wait more, but to receive something good. Not to rush it, and to give me some pure trash, and after I play it for 1 week and it's boring and rushed, I'll uninstall and refund.
Around this game from people within the games industry shortly after they announced the title and those open positions.
It must make me feel to be pleased to give you my money.
Several past and existing Blizzard employees commented on the project. For example, Jeffrey Virtue, who is currently the executive producer of Riot's Teamfight Tactics, was the co-lead for this survival.
Yeah, I heard about that. Because I'm playing Teamfight Tactics, and I'm watching from time to time Mordok, which is the main guy for Teamfight Tactics, and they chat asked him something like, why is the last Safat updates are so bad and the game is in a bad state? And he told something about someone big from the game just shift to another game. Maybe the Blizzard MMO or something. I'm not sure. Someone big is shifting to other game or something, and this is a big hit for the other game.
Survival game from
He's talking maybe about the same guy, I'm not sure.
Blizzard between 2019 and 2021. Now, he said that he thinks this is a project that is going to have a big impact on the games industry. Others had similarly glowing things to say. Andrew Porter, the senior concept artist at Blizzard, said, "Finally excited to see our game gently emerge into the public. This is what I've been working on since I joined Blizzard. I can't say much, but the team and the project are amazing, and it's the best game dev experience I had." And then Katie Mallon, who is a game writer at Turtle Rock currently, previously worked at Blizzard, and she said she's stoked to see the game that she followed internally for so long finally announced. Proud of everyone working on it and can't wait to play. It is going to be spectacular. Jason Schreier further added around this time, for what it's worth, even some of the most disgruntled Blizzard employees rave about this game and team. And do remember that this came at a time when Blizzard was getting non-stop blasted online and in the press for its myriad of controversies, bad practices, lawsuits, and investigations, during which countless Blizzard employees were openly vocal with their grievances. But in spite of all of that, many of them still had predominantly positive things to say about this game and the team working on it. Now, that doesn't excuse or override any of those other issues.
Well, most of them are just decent guys, highly skilled, working a very good job, doing the things they like to create a good games. So all the publicity is not about them. It's about the top of the company, the head of the company.
But it does speak to the positive impression that the game itself left on these individuals, which is a good sign for the game, Blizzard's larger struggles notwithstanding. And I think what's most exciting to me about this project is that this appears to be the first real big AAA attempt at multiplayer survival. Most of the games in this genre have come from smaller development studios with not nearly the budget Blizzard has.
This is what I'm talking about. With this budget, if you pick everything good from all small similar games in the genre and tweak them a little bit, do some innovation, add your idea about it, and you can create something amazing. But it should not be pay to win. You can have some ranking system and can monetize it by purchase, but only skins and cosmetics. That's it.
Especially now after this Microsoft acquisition. And I've always considered Blizzard one of the best gameplay first developers. Even with the myriad of issues some of their games may have, in my eyes, they are still top class in delivering games that feel great to play. Diablo 3 for ARPGs, World of Warcraft for MMOs, Overwatch for FPS. These are some of the best feeling games in their respective genres. Getting that kind of a polish of game in a survival title, that is an exciting premise. That is really exciting to me because, yes, a lot of survival games, a little janky, to put it lightly.
Blizzard was the name of the innovation and the quality games in the past. They should go to their roots and should create something good and innovational about the genre we are looking right now.
Now that said, with the direction modern Blizzard and AAA gaming in general has moved in, monetization, I'm sure, will be a conversation to be had, and we will wrestle with that once those details start rolling in. No doubt, season passes, cosmetic stuff, all of that is probably going to be in this game. But in the meantime, though, I'm just excited to be having something new to look forward to, something new from Blizzard to be excited about. Novelty, even if it is just in polish and a fresh coat of paint, is a big part of what keeps gaming interesting after all of these years. So yeah, it's exciting that a new survival game from Blizzard is in the works, that a new IP from Blizzard is in the works. It is exciting with all of the caveats tied around Blizzard and their games tacked onto it. It is still nevertheless exciting. So what's next? Well, it's still early days, even with 5 years of development behind them. Blizzard themselves said that the game is in the early stages. Speaking with PC Gamer, they specifically said, "We're excited to share a glimpse of a new project and posted some job openings to build the team to bring its vision to life. However, we are in the early stages of development and do not have anything more to share at this time." Again, this was back in January around the reveal. Although I will say, I do think there's a decent chance that we get some official reveal in the not too distant future. And even if it's just the game's name and a logo or maybe some more concept art, next BlizzCon seems highly probable. Although, mind you, next BlizzCon...
These are a lot of leaks, though. At least they can give us the name?
BlizzCon still hasn't been officially announced. Last news around BlizzCon was that they were taking 2022 off to reimagine the event. Now, we did get BlizzCon Line back in February, but that's like a more truncated version of the show. Probably going to be getting another one of those in 2023 until we hear otherwise.
But
That is
tryhard
the
fans
assumption. I do suppose there's a
must be
possibility
curious
that
about
they
this.
reveal something at this year's Game Awards. That's been a hotspot for new reveals, but I'm not sure because I have to assume they would prefer to have a big reveal of their next major IP, a brand new IP. They would prefer to have that at a BlizzCon, right? Even if it was at
Yeah,
BlizzCon
of course
Online.
they do.
We'll have to see.
The most hype review should be at the BlizzCon, their main event. of
I
course.
will say though, with Overwatch 2 launching this fall and Diablo 4 planned to release in 2023, Blizzard is in the position where at least like officially revealing the name of the game and like I said, maybe a logo, maybe some more concept art. That seems
Next year, guys, it could be the Blizzard year because Diablo 4, if they do it correctly, they will earn millions.
very likely, even if we are years away from launch.
They can hype when they release this game.
It seems likely that we will be getting something official, maybe later this year.
And I forgot Overwatch 2. I'm not a big fan of these types of game because of the tanks. Tanks for me in Overwatch and these types of games is just boring. Shooting through shields half of the game, but I'm here for the action, not to shoot some shield and to wonder. It's just boring to me.
Much more likely in 2023. But either way, there you go. That is all the new stuff, everything we know about Blizzard's upcoming survival title. Pretty exciting stuff, even if a lot of it is vague. Having a new novel experience, even if it is just polish and a new skin, a new coat of paint, which is what Blizzard historically has been good at, that's exciting to me. And yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait till we learn more, get more of the nuances behind the title, and we'll have that conversation about microtransactions once those details start coming out, because that's always fun, right? But that's it for me today. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the content. See you in the next one, right? Take it easy. Blizzard's
Again, very good video by Force Gaming. I think this is a good chance for Blizzard to compensate the fans with their stupid decisions and to create finally some good games. The tryhard fans of Blizzard will forgive them everything if they do what they do best. Just create 1, 2 good games and have some support. Have some new things added to the games. This is what everyone wants. More content and some good support, and not some monetization. I mean retarded monetization, predatory monetization that is ruining the gaming world. This is only I'm not sure even why this works on the mobile games, but it is what it is. This is the future and we can do nothing about it. We can pray that good games will come with some normal monetization, like only things that are not affecting the gameplay, the end game, or the competitive part of the game.
No excuses.
Thank you for the follow, Marshall. If you like this video, you can sub to support me. And that's it for this. We will continue with the next one.